This is a super review of the... I don't think I can say that on YouTube. All right, so I can't say the brand name, but I can say the model number. It's the DK100, and I can tell you what these are. These are noise canceling earbuds, and they're not Bluetooth, they're a wired earbud, but they're active noise canceling, which means that they've got a battery built into the earbuds that will ostensibly give me noise canceling while I'm listening to music. And that's kind of interesting because normally, you know, this type of earbud, it's like an in-ear seal type earbud. Typically that kind of earphone already does a pretty good job of noise isolation, but these actually have active noise canceling built into them. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna unbox them, I'm gonna give them a listening test, I'll let you know, how do they sound, and then also how well do they actually block out sound. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the at the DK100. It is a pretty simple box on the outside. Let's see what kind of information we can find out about it. Obviously, it's got the active noise cancellation. Let's see, it reduces volume by 28 decibels, and if that's true, that's pretty good. I wear earplugs all the time as a motorcyclist, and my earplugs, I believe, cut the noise by 33 decibels, and so 28 decibels are sort of like a weird logarithmic thing, so it's not totally equivalent, but hey, it's a big number. It sounds impressive. Monitor, I'm not sure exactly what that means. It means that you can listen to things, okay. They've got 20 hours of battery life, and that's pretty good. That seems pretty good, right? You can actively noise cancel for 20 hours, and I assume that even when this thing is not powered on, you can still kind of fall back to a regular headphone, but we'll find out. Inside the box, we can expect these things. Oh, you know what? Those are spoilers. Don't look at that. All right, so not much else to look at on the box, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is just crack it open. All right, so what do you get in the box of the the DK100? Obviously you get the pair of earphones themselves. You get a nice little carrying pouch. This is kind of a nice felt cloth pouch. That feels pretty good. You get, of course, a USB charging cable, and of course it is USB micro. You get extra pairs of ear tips and extra pairs of wing tips. And I'm gonna go ahead and count these by hand because last time I screwed it up. You get 1, 2, 3 pairs of each. All right, not too shabby. It's kind of what you expect from this sort of setup. One thing that might be standing out to you is you're seeing these headphones. These look pretty ordinary. These tips right here seem pretty ordinary. Even this USB cable, pretty ordinary. One thing might stand out. Oh, it's this thing right here. This is, I presume, where the battery is for this unit. So unlike a lot of Bluetooth earphones where they hide the battery either in the earbuds themselves or in a little, in the controller next to it. No, actually interesting. This does have a controller, but unlike normal Bluetooth earbuds that do that, this has got the battery stored down here in a pretty, fairly substantial little puck. Now it's super lightweight. But it is at kind of a weird position where I'm not sure exactly how this is going to interact with, let's say, a pocket, but we'll find out. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hook them up to my Walkman. I'm going to give them a listening test, and I'm gonna start first by listening to them without the noise cancellation, just because I wanna try and evaluate the headphone as a headphone, and then I'll turn on the noise cancellation and I'll see if the noise cancellation is actually adding anything to the experience. All right, so after some listening time with the DK100, I'm ready to render my verdict. These are actually pretty decent little headphones, as a pair of headphones, when I just hooked them up, didn't even bother with the noise cancellation stuff, just as a pair of headphones, they sound pretty stinking good. They cost around 40 bucks, which is, you know, it's not the cheapest pair of in-ear headphones that you can get, but that's a pretty reasonable price for a pair of headphones that sounds this good. They sound really good. The bass is nice and sharp, it's punchy, and it's well controlled. That's, you know, that's important. A lot of headphones kind of like this in the lower range of headphones, they'll give you a lot of bass sometimes, but it's just kind of muddy. These, no problem with that. The highs and the mids are pretty well balanced. I was pretty surprised with how good that these sound. Now for the noise cancellation aspect of these headphones, we go to this. And this is kind of the problem right here. Even if these things were just pretty good headphones, this right here makes it kind of a pain in the butt, you know. The cord is long enough that you can attach it to your device, put your device in your pocket, and then this thing just kind of dangles around in no man's land. And it's out of the way, I suppose. Maybe I'm just being picky, but I'm not a big fan of this puck right here. As for the quality of the noise cancellation, I gotta admit, actually, this is my first experience with a pair of noise canceling headphones. And so I don't know what my expectations are. What I can tell you is that these do a pretty good job of cutting out the lower frequency noises, right? So I went around the house, turned on various fans, turned on like the dryer, and all the low frequency noises from those items were pretty effectively cut out. Now the high frequency sounds were not really affected that much. What these seem to do is when you turn on the noise cancellation is you hear the noise cancellation kind of activate, the low frequencies outside of your headphones get cut off, but then it seems like it actually boosts the mids on the headphones just a smidge, probably to make up for the fact that they're not really canceling out the audio on the mids outside, right? So you still have to, the mids on your headphones and the music that you're listening to, it's gonna have to compete with the audio outside because it's not really canceling it out that much. And maybe that's normal. Maybe that's what normal noise canceling headphones do. That's what these do. And I find it, you know, it works fairly effectively, but it's not super impressive. But really the bigger issue for me with the noise canceling is that there is an audible hiss that happens when you turn this on. And it's not a pronounced hiss. It's a noise that's there that wasn't there before. The headphones don't sound quite as nice when they're being noise canceled, when the active noise cancellation is active, when the noise cancellation is active. One of those is right, we'll get it right in post, but they don't sound quite as right when the noise cancellation is active. And really, isn't that kind of the point of this thing? Is, you know, this dongle right here, it's not super convenient. For it to be convenient, well, you get the benefit of noise cancellation, but the noise cancellation it's okay. I personally don't think I would ever use it. If I would actually prefer these headphones if it was just the earbuds themselves without this little dongle and without the noise cancellation, because they're pretty good sounding little earphones. They don't need the noise cancellation gimmick, in my opinion. There is an interesting feature that's included in this puck. So this puck has got two main controls. It's got the on-off switch, which turns on the active noise cancellation, but then it's got this little button over here, which toggles a, what do they call it? It's the letter M. Can you guess what the letter M stands for? Monitor. The M stands for monitor. I wouldn't have guessed that. But what the monitor function does is it actually allows more audio to pass through to the device than would even normally pass through it. So if you are listening to music and maybe you've got your noise cancellation on, you're shutting out noises around you. Let's say you're on a plane, but let's say the person that you're flying with next to you hits you with a little elbow and they want to talk to you, you can hit this monitor button and it's actually going to amplify the outside noises just by a little bit, really. It also will lower the volume of your music just so that you can momentarily, you know, put the music to the background, address whatever is happening outside of your earphones, and then hit that button again to jump back into noise cancellation bliss. I think it's kind of a cool little feature, and you know, it makes it more likely that it's a thing that I would use. One other nice thing about these, and this is probably standard for other noise cancellation headphones, is that you don't actually have to have it connected to an audio source they get the benefits of the noise cancellation. Let's say you're on a plane, you don't actually want to listen to music, you just want 20 hours of shutting everybody else up. Well, you can do that. You can just plug these in your ear. You make it look like you're listening to music. Maybe no one's going to bother you because of that. And then you can turn on the noise cancellation. And even though it's not going to cut out the highs and the mids, it is going to cut out the low droning sounds of things like airplane engines. And that's pretty nice, right? All right, and before I conclude, one last point that is totally going to date this video, but I was curious. So, you know that whole Yanny or Laurel nonsense? I know you're tired of hearing about it. Well, I went ahead and pulled it up on my computer while I had these things in my ears. Now, these were not connected to my computer, right? The computer audio was coming out of speakers while I had these things plugged into my ears. I hit the play button and I can hear both Yanny and Laurel if I want to. So I was cueing my ear to hear for the Laurel, which is the low frequency sound. And when I turn this thing on, because it cuts out the low frequency sound, the only thing I could hear was Yanny. So if you are a Laurel person and you're curious, what are people hearing when they hear Yanny? Well, maybe you can try I can't say that. Maybe you can try the DK100 and you can turn on the noise cancellation and you will be able to finally hear Yanny. So I do have to give the DK100 a score, and I'm gonna go ahead and give it 3 stars out of 5, which is not bad. You know, honestly, if it was just a pair of headphones without this dongle and without the noise cancellation, I'd probably give them 4 stars out of 5 because they sound pretty good. They sound really decent. The only thing that I have that's super comparable is I've got a pair of Apple EarPods, and these sound just so much better than Apple EarPods. If that's all you've got is Apple EarPods and you're looking for something to replace them, well, the DK100 can do it. So yeah, the DK100 noise canceling earphones. If you're interested in checking them out, I got a link to Amazon down below. While you're down there, you can hit the like button on the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, don't bother, but if you liked it, go and hit that like button. You can then subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next super review.